analysis of the pearl by John Steinbeck. John Steinbeck's The Pearl is a deceptive, very simple novella, often described as a parable, that explores the destructive nature of greed and the loss of innocence. It's a classic. Be careful what you wish for. It's a tale, but with a heavy dose of social commentary. Here is an analysis of the key elements that drive the story. We will start by major themes. There's a theme of corruption, corrupting power of greed. The pearl of the world begins as a symbol of hope and divine providence. However, it quickly becomes a malignant growth. Steinbeck suggests that greed isn't just an individual flaw but a social contagion. As soon as Kino finds the pearl, the entire town becomes infected with a desire leading to violence, theft, and eventually murder. Another theme, social inequality and colonialism. The story is set in La Paz in Mexico, and he highlights the sharp divide between the oppressed indigenous people, represented by Kino, and the colonial descendants, represented by the doctor and the priest. The doctor is a symbol of heartless greed who refuses to treat a dying baby unless there is a profit. And the priest is representing the hypocrisy of religious institutions that seek to tame the poor while eyeing their wealth. A theme of fate versus agency. Kino tries to use the pearl to buy a better future education for his son, a proper marriage, and life. However, the harder he tries to control his destiny, the more he loses. Steinbeck explores whether humans are masters of their fate or simply victims of a cult in different universes. Key symbols. We have the pearl. Initially means hope and freedom, ultimately evil, greed, and the destructive of the soul. The scorpion represents the random arbitrary. It represents evil of nature that sits the protein in the emotion. The canoe is a symbol of Kino's heritage and his ability to provide. Its destructive marks his total loss of identity. A symbol of songs. Kino internal emotional landscape, the song of the family versus the song of the enemy. 3. The songs as narrative device. One of Steinbeck's most unique stylistic choices is Kino's internal songs. Since Kino is a man of few words, these melodies reflect his primitive, instinctive connection to the world. To count the song of the family, warm of safety and rhythm, and the song of evil, a harsh, throbbing tone that appears whenever a threat like a scorpion or the doctor is near. Follows the tragic conclusion. The ending is famously somber. After the death of their son Cotito, Kino and Joanna return to their village. They have lost everything, their home, their boat, and their childhood. When Kino flings the pearl back into the sea, it's necessarily a triumph. It is an admission of defeat. They are back where they started, but burdened by a grief that cannot never be undone. And the music of the pearl drifted to a whisper and disappeared. Thank you for this short analysis of the pearl.